Hello? Okay. I thought my buttons weren't buttoning. And I was about to be very confused. Happy Thursday. I don't know anything about what day it is. I did this the other day. I'm doing it today. I have no idea. Happy day. Happy today day. Hi, Sharon. I don't really have a whole lot to yap about today, but I figure we'll still start with making a bead. And then we'll get into diamond dotting, because or maybe we'll make it at the end of stream. Because I tend to have a little bit of time, but I want to make sure I have enough time to finish my diamond dot section. So maybe we'll do that at the end instead. I think that's a good idea. That way I don't peel off a section of sticky and not finish it in time. That seems smart. It is certainly a day of the week. It is. I also didn't use my little rolly guy last time. We had, just a little bit ago, wild thunderstorms. It was so loud, and it stopped. The rain has stopped. It's so crazy. Bad one Tuesday evening. Few last night. Alright. Hi, silly. How are you? A little tired? It's definitely a sleepy kind of day. I don't know how to make diamond dotting more lively to help out. But, I mean, I guess I could just, like, randomly yell every now and again if that helps. Make it a tiny bit higher, I guess. There we go. Everyone could use a nap. Could you please? Sure. Imagine coming in and not knowing what's going on and just all of a sudden I'm like, eh. It's like, are you good? I am as good as I'll ever be. Just randomly yell glitter till the interview. Put your best customer service voice on, and then I can go back to sleep. Really early morning tomorrow. Have things that I need to do done tonight. Hate when that happens. We need to vacuum, like, badly. I'm really trying hard to, like, be better about getting stuff done. Or like keeping on top of things. Especially like if my parents are gonna be moving closer and they can just like swing by whenever. Like the one thing that like my therapist, when I was seeing her, really tried to like instill in me is that like the fact that I feel like the house needs to be perfect and like, you know, it has to be like immaculate and like no dust and no anything. Like she's like, that's not your trauma. She's like, that's your mom's. And I'm like, yeah, but I freak out if like it's not put together. Because I know how it was growing up, that it always had to be, like, immaculate. Like, still to this day, if I go to their house, like, it looks like a showroom. And so I'm like, I mean, I want my house, like, I don't mind lived in. I don't need everything put away. I have animals. Like, that's unrealistic. But I guess just, like, less cluttered is what I want. Because I feel like that will help my brain if it's less cluttered. To cut your hair, full shower night before last. Then had the meeting in person, yeah. My base points are like, what are you doing? Stop. Yeah. Like the last time my parents came over, you know, house looked nice. It looked lived in. But I didn't have time, like, I still need to vacuum. I didn't have time to vacuum before they came over. And so I said a quick, you know, sorry for the pet hair. I don't know, kind of everywhere. It just happens. It was like, I didn't manage to get around to that. And then that was it. Hi. You're sucking out my brains. Come here. Hi. Love you. I know. I love you. Like, it's so hard when, you know, you got one person working full time. And then you have another person who all of a sudden is like, hi, my health is now. And sometimes I get headaches, and then headaches cause dizziness, and then it's just like, damn. I would really love to not have that. I got a thing, oh god. See, these ones I feel like I don't have a lot of. Some of these colors, like this might be the, like there might not be more of this color anywhere, but some of them have like so little dots that I'm always like, oh god, don't lose any of them. That feels really bad if they're not all accounted for. Oh, so I got this thing, and it's interesting to me. So, I guess I do have stuff to yap about, but this is a craft that's easy to, like, I don't have to count. I just have to stick things down, you know? Is this an okay camera angle? I don't know if anyone here with anxiety, when they get anxious, is like my mom she'll pick at her nails, or like the skin around her nails when she's anxious. I am a cheek biter. Like, I'll bite the inside of my cheek when I get anxious. Which is actually something I'm pretty proud I was able to, like, stop a little bit more recently doing that. And it's mostly because of the hives, because if I do it too much, like, it's irritating. Shocking. But I saw this thing about how they make like a fidget for people who are like that. So it's technically called pain stimming. Okay? In the sense that when you do stuff like that, it hurts a little bit. Like, it's not painful, but it's enough to kind of get your brain to, like, hey, what the heck? And you kind of stop whatever it was that you were super duper, like, I don't know, focused on or anxious about. And I saw this, like, video about these fidgets for people who do that. And I thought it was super interesting, and I bought an inexpensive one, right? Like, there are ones where the top bit, like, spins or whatever. But look at this. Okay? It's spiky. And you just do this. And you can see how my hand looks. It goes away quickly. It doesn't stay. Like, it's not actually gone. But it's similar to the whole, like, let me pick at my fingers or let me, like, do whatever. And it clicks, too. And I was like, that's... But I thought that was so cool. And it has, like, a keychain thing, so, like, you can put it on something. So I'm kind of curious to see how it works. Especially, again, like, if I'm out and I'm anxious. Because I feel like it could be really useful, like, grounding. You know? So, I just got that in the mail today. Yeah, I was like, I wonder... I'll probably share, like, a thing in the Discord, in, like, the wellness section, because I feel like a lot of us, like, stuff like that can be helpful for us. A really cute fidget toy. It's a Hedgie. I'm a stress squeezer. That's so cool. I'd love to see a picture if you have one or could take one. I always love seeing like the fidgets that people really enjoy. It's interesting to me, and sometimes it's like, oh, that looks like something, or that sounds like something that would be good for me, like this one. That's why I figured I'd share it, and I'll share it in the Discord. One of my favorite fidgets, let me see, it should be right over here. I literally have like a box full of fidgets. And if there's any that you want to see, let me know. I've got little like keyboard clicky guys. I got this little ball guy. You can like push the little things in. And then like these guys, which are magnetic on the side. And they spin. But this is an OG one that I've had for forever. And one of my favorites. It's heavy. And this is all it does. But like it's smooth too. Helped a lot. I tend to bite my nails. Like this is one of my favorites. I have like the original when like they came out, like fidget cube. This guy has like a little keychain so you can like keep it on your Oh, it's my Hedgie? Oh. I thought that it was, I don't know why, I thought it was like a, that's so sweet. Wait, that's so nice. I thought that it was like a plastic one or something. Don't mind me. Can't put this over here now. I'm like picturing, I don't know why, like a little metal or plastic, like, I also really like smooth things, like tactilely, so like that can be kind of soothing too. Like my dad, I remember, had given me like a stone when I was a kid, back before fidget toys were like a thing, right? And I would keep it in like my pocket at school, and so like when I was anxious or whatever, like you just kind of like, I don't know, rub that. And again, it was just something to do. It's a different feeling, something to, you know, distract a little. Gosh, having fidget stuff in school would have been so good growing up. Oh well. Back in the day, we had rocks, literally. But, like, actually. Uh-oh. There it is. I got a rock. I also had like a little poem. Do you guys remember those? Like, now we buy the specialty 3D printed rocks. Yeah. They click. Do you all remember those little, like, they were basically like the size of credit cards. They were little wallet cards. And some had like your name on them. Like you would find them in like the checkout lane, I feel like, a lot. Or when you were on vacation with like little sayings on them or whatever, and like they would fit in like your wallet. I don't know how else to describe them. I could go grab one because it's literally been in my wallet forever. It has a poem on it. And I've had that forever. The poem is memorized. I don't need the card. I've had it memorized since like middle school. Because again, like back in the day, you know, coping mechanisms were like mantras. And I mean, there's still good coping mechanisms, but we didn't have the same kind of knowledge that we do now. I hate when the dot goes on crooked. No. No. Ha. I think that's all of the question marks. Nope, found one more. So I think I want at some point, I know that we had been talking about it, and I think it might have been Scruffy or someone else was asking if I would ever do like a coloring stream. But I think that I might want to try that like next week if people think that would be fun. Yeah? You think that sounds good? I think it would be neat. I never really know if I should be like adding more crafts, since that's like the shtick here, that I just do a lot of things, or if I should be taking crafts away. Like, people are looking for like one thing. Because like I think about, you know, streamers who play games, and it feels like a lot of us, you know, we'll watch our favorite streamers no matter what game they're playing. But a lot of us have favorite games that they play, if that makes sense. Where we're like, oh, this is a can't miss. Hi, Calliope. Thanks for the lurk. Variety is the spice of life. Yeah, but not everyone likes spices. I know I'm not ever gonna make everyone happy. I guess I'm still just trying to like... You know what this is? Growing up, I feel like a lot of times, not that you were like placed in a box or anything, but like I feel as though we're often told like, oh yeah, you'd be really good at this, or yeah, you'd be really good at that, or you should do fill in the blank thing. And I never knew who I was supposed to be without someone telling me what I should do. Like, I always had people telling me, oh, you're so good with kids, you should be a teacher. So what did I go to college for originally? It was to be a teacher. And guess what? I realized that I hated it. I realized that, yeah, okay, working with kids, that's fine. But teaching like the same thing every day over and over in a classroom, I could not. I was really grateful that like my student teaching started very early in my school, because I was able to be like, nope, right age group, right idea, but wrong profession. Your mom did that? Yeah. So I feel like half the time I don't even know what I'm supposed to do here. Like when I stream, I don't know. I'm always like, how do I be successful? Or how do I don't know, whatever. And it's like, there's not necessarily like a right or wrong answer. And I'm always looking for one. I'm always looking for the right or the wrong thing. And I'm sure that there is like a right combination, but I don't know what it is. So it's like, I never knew who I, like, the question of, you know, who would you be if the world didn't tell you who you were meant to be? And it's like, I don't know. The cat is sitting here. Viewers get the most from when you do things you enjoy doing. Yeah, for sure. Like, if I'm enjoying it, if I'm not, like, having, like, obviously people relate and understand when you're having a bad day, but I also feel like people are more, I don't know, it's nicer when you're not struggling or, like, talking bad about yourself, which is, you know, a real thing that a lot of us do. Like, let's be honest here. So I think that it's relatable, but it's also, sometimes people are like, man, I do this enough on my own. I don't need to be here doing, like, the neurodivergent trait of needing to be told a plan but not being able to create that plan, despite being super creative in general. Yeah. It's like, that's what I'm trying to fit. Like, that's what it is, Georgina. I'm like, what's the plan here? What's the best plan moving forward for this community, for myself, for the stream? It's a constant, like, what's the plan? And I think that the answer is there isn't one. But my brain doesn't like that answer. Especially when I have so many other things in my life that have no answer or no plan. My brain is like, please give me some kind of plan. Give me something. My favorite songs or movies, etc., are all things that people I care about said they liked, and I agree. I still feel like they're my favorites, but I have a hard time finding them on my own sometimes. I mean, I can be that way too. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I think that, if anything, that says that you've surrounded yourself with people who have similar interests to you, and maybe, you know, they are interacting with, you know, a different media or a different, even like streaming service than you normally do, and so they've seen something, or maybe they heard something and then they share it. Like, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that, but I also understand the whole, like, I don't necessarily know, like, I find things because of other people. If we don't have plans, we fall apart. I struggle with this outside my work. Yeah. Like, and that's why I guess that, honestly, that's part of it too, is that I know so many of us like consistency or a plan or knowing things. So it's like, should my streams be like that? Should my streams be consistent because it gives people a consistent, like, oh, Megan always does fill in the blank. Like, Megan only diamond dots. She never does any other craft. So I know that it'll be like like whatever. I mean, I think that stream is pretty similar no matter what craft we're doing. Like, the vibes, at least, I feel like are the same. We might be doing something different to look at, but I feel like what we talk about and just like the generalness of it. Yeah, like, sometimes I wonder if that's why, like, people don't come back, because they're like, oh, Megan's doing something else again, and I can't handle, like, I need consistency. Because, like, I get that. And that's where part of me is like, is it good to have, like, oh yeah, Thursday is always this day. Like, Monday is always minis or whatever, but at the same time, sometimes the thing just doesn't spark the interest or whatever. The joy I don't know. Megan is always streaming Monday through Friday. Yeah, and that's all I need. Okay. Because, like, I see it all the time. Like, those of you, any of you who know who Little Simsy is, anytime that she plays anything other than The Sims, there are so many people who are like, why aren't you playing The Sims? When are you playing The Sims again? How come you're not playing? And it's like, is that... Do people come here and they're like, oh god, why isn't she fill in the blank thing? Oh. I spilled. I just want stream to be comfortable for peeps to come back. Hi, Petrichor. Planning the next day. Writing the tasks I have, writing up the non-negotiable things. Mm-hmm. Sure. No, I was similar too when I worked at the middle school. Like, we had to put out monthly calendars. And the monthly calendars, we had 2 different monthly calendars. They had to go out on the website. Who complained about Simsy not playing The Sims need to grow up? Oh, absolutely. They're Sims kids. They will say things that they shouldn't sometimes. The same niche for years and years, yeah. If you're a variety crafter and that's part of stream, I think people expect some level of variety. Creative pursuits, there's very little consistency usually because it's also different all the time. I'm enjoying being exposed to all different crafts. It feeds my learning brain. Okay. That's why I've been trying to at least get back into like posting a schedule, because I feel like that might help some people if they know what to expect for the week. People are allowed to enjoy other things. Yo, it's so real. I feel bad when, like, I see people who say things like that. Her mods are really good about, like, you know, removing it, but it's like people can enjoy stuff, y'all. It was just, like, an example that I could think of. Oh, so our calendars, right? One was a snack calendar. So I was in charge. I was in charge of this, like, the program at the middle school. I had an assistant who helped with, like, dealing with all the kids, because you couldn't just be there with one person. And basically, one calendar had all the snacks, and we had, like, a budget that we had to be responsible for, too. So, like, for 2 weeks, we would rotate, like, 4 to 5 snacks. So, it would be, like, we would have goldfish twice in a 2-week period. And then we would have, like, I don't know, what do you call them? Pudding cups or something twice. Like, everything had to be, like, a prepackaged thing, so it would be, like, pretzel sticks twice. And then, so basically in a month period, we would have, you know, a 2-week period and then a 2-week period of, like, somewhat repeating snacks. And then we also had a monthly calendar that had all the activities we were doing. So I had to come up with all the activities, whether it was crafts. Like, what we tended to do was it would alternate. We'd have a craft or a sitting activity, if you will, one day, and the next day we'd have like a gym activity or an outdoor activity or some kind of sport, interactive, getting all the kids like doing stuff together. And so it would alternate back and forth. And whew, my goodness, I'm pretty sure that I think on Pinterest, I just have a board with like ideas and games. And I mean, that was the fun thing with like middle school, is that I'd be like, hey guys, I'm working on like the schedule for next month. Like, what was a favorite thing that we haven't done in a while? And they'd be like, oh my God, like, cause the sport activities tended to be that we would have like maybe 1 or 2 novel things a month, but most of it was pretty repetitive. Like, okay, we're going to go play basketball in the gym. Cause like, you can't, I don't know, you just couldn't make up like a million different things. Like there was only so much like that you can really do with the sporting equipment you had and the space you had that was like age appropriate. Yeah, exactly. Like, so at one point, and the great thing too was that, you know, I had a really good like relationship with all the other people in the school. Like for some schools, like the after school program and like the teachers and staff like didn't really interact. And I'm the kind of person who's just friendly with everyone. So I became friends with like all the people, and like every now and again, like someone would be like, yeah, you can absolutely, like, I'll leave this unlocked for you. Just make sure that it all goes back. And I'd be like, you got it. So like we were able to use the scooters. I don't know how many of y'all remember those like scooters that you would play on in the gym. The ones that you would always run your fingers over with. The gym teacher would let us use those, and we ended up inventing, it was such a fun game. It was like scooter dodgeball, like, I forget what the heck we called it. And there were like hoops. It was like where like the kids would cross like the line in the gym on their scooter, and they would try and like steal the ball from like the other side. And meanwhile, people could like tag them out, like throw them out. Like, it was a whole thing, and the kids loved it. We also had hall ball. I don't quite remember the rules of that either, but it involved a very soft, like squishy ball in the hall, because like, again, sometimes the gym was being used. Like we couldn't use the gym. We couldn't go outside. It was pouring, and so it was just like, who wants to go play hall ball? And the kids were always like, yeah. They basically got to run and throw things in the hall. Like, of course we want to play that, you know? You did something like that too? I feel like a lot of, again, if you go online and you like look up, because that's what I did a lot of, where I was just like, middle school like craft ideas, or like middle school game ideas, and like that was I did that a lot to just try and be like, give me something. Yeah, get to the other side of the gym on the scooter without being hit. You could like grab someone else then, and you could go back to the other side. Like, but it was nice having that, like, again, there was that schedule of like, here's the stuff we're doing. Like, it helped like the kids, but I also knew then like what we were doing. It was all planned out. So I guess that's kind of where I'm like, would it make people happier, their brains happier, to have stuff planned out better? I don't know. That was a really long story just to get back to that point, but I don't think you all expect anything less at this point. I miss those kids. Like, the funniest thing, too, to me, is the fact that these kids that I'm thinking of when I think of my middle schoolers are all, like, in college at this point. If not, like, graduating. Like, my little middle schoolers. I miss them. I miss, like, the people that I worked with, too. They were all really great. like the security guards in the front, and because like we were, again, worked really closely with all these people because we were in the school after hours, and we had to, you know, get parents in to pick up their kids and out, and safety and blah blah. So like the security guards and I were all really good friends. The custodial staff and I were all really good friends. Like a couple of the teachers would always stop by on their way out, and we'd just like sit and yap for a while, and like it was such a good experience and environment. And the hope was, when I took this job, this was the dream school district for me to work in. This was the school district I went to growing up, and I wanted to be a guidance counselor in this school system. My guidance counselors, when I went to these schools, helped me so much. And of course, like everything, you know, you needed to have X amount of years of experience to get a job, if there even was one available. Like, guidance counselors don't often leave their job, unless like they move or something like that, or they retire. So it was kind of my hope that at least getting in, having, you know, all the principals at this school knew me, like getting that rapport with everyone would eventually lead me to being able to be a counselor in the district somewhere. Because like, oh yeah, we could recommend stuff for you, like we know you, and you know, you've done great things here, and blah blah. And then we moved. Womp womp. But I love that job. I really did. When we had like half days, who remembers the movie cart? Like the TV cart, when it would come rolling into like your classroom, and everyone was always like, heck yeah, like we're about to have a good class, we're watching a movie. On half days, we always watched movies, because they had a half day, but we had a full day. It was the best day. It was absolutely the best day. I have a second grade alternative music and gym days. My new school, I don't even remember what day yeah, every day we had gym. Yeah. You could hear it coming. So again, the school, a lot of schools now either have like overhead like they play the stuff on their computer, and like the projector projects it on the board instead of having like a cart you have to wheel in. Some schools have TVs in their classroom that, again, you pop like a, you know, whatever. So at one point there were a bunch of like TV carts that were getting like recycled, if you will. You know, they were being donated, they weren't being thrown out or anything. And I remember they asked if we would want one, and I was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. So we had a TV with like DVD, VHS capability, and so the half day for the kids at school meant full day for us at work, because we typically worked 3 to 4 hours. We would get there when like school was done, and we watched the kids and had these activities until like 6:30. Like all the kids had to be picked up by then. So that was typically like we got there at like 2:30, and then we left around 6:30. And so we always had one kid that stayed late. His mom was always getting overcharged because he was never picked up on time. It was really bad. But half days meant that the kids got out at like noon, which meant that we had to get there at that time. So we were there for 6 hours instead of like 3. And you were like, oh my gosh. Like, these kids are all excited because it's a half day, and they're like, they're not going to sit still. They don't have homework, because we always had like a designated homework time too. They're not going to have like as much homework because it was a half day. And they're all like, so we would always start with like a movie. They would have their lunch. We would watch a movie. Typically it was Ghibli. A lot of them had, you know, seen like a Ghibli film, but not a lot of them. So I would bring a bunch in, and they would like pick, we would vote on which one to watch. And then we would get into our afternoon activities. But It was great. Like, they would come in, and again, same thing, like, they'd come into, like, our space, and they'd see the TV, and they'd be like, yeah! Just like all of us would be when we saw it in our classroom. Like, there are kids walking out to the bus, and they're like, oh, you guys get to watch something? You're so lucky. And I'm like, you guys are going home. What are you talking about? Guys want a game console on the ward? Have like a TV cart set up? Yeah. I don't know. I feel like switching things up normally, like, keeps things fresh and people like to check out different crafts. But I also feel like switching things up makes it hard to build, like I said, you know, consistency, or people who only like certain things. And I'm not trying to cater to, like, what everybody wants. I'm just trying to figure out, like, if there's too much change, if it's good. I think that it's kind of like the Instagram algorithms, though. I don't think that there's actually an answer. I don't think that there's any rhyme or reason to any of it. Sorry. Oh. Thank you. Okay, there we go. I tried pulling up on my phone the chat so that I could see it without having to look up. So that way I don't miss anything. But I missed the Bill Nye the Science Guy thing, and I was like, yeah. Woohoo, done with work. Heck yeah. Love that for you. Oh no, get back over there. Come here. A lot of them said earlier, build a niche. Someone does Pokemon content for 5 years. They'd almost have to, like, start over. I feel like crafters can multi-craft and not be as contained. I feel like yes and no. I definitely feel like, you know, having a niche or something you're known for is good too. Like, I think of Amanda, who's playing the mud. You know, she is either wheel throwing or glazing. And people, like, know that. So I start to, like, question everything too when, like, if I have a bunch of regulars who all of a sudden stop coming, I'm like, oh no. Did I do something? Am I doing too many things, changing too much? And it could just be that, like, no, their work schedule changed or something. But, like, I think I think like that because there was one streamer who I used to watch pretty regularly, like, during the day. Hi, Raccoon. like, I should say early morning. You know, during the day I hang out with like Saren or, you know, whatever. And I was watching this streamer during a St. Jude. They do like a month-long St. Jude thing. Like a lot of us do. And they complained on stream. And they were like, thank goodness this month is almost over. They were like, I love raising money for St. Jude, but it really hurts my bottom dollar. I haven't watched that streamer since. And so when people, like, I have like a lot of people who all of a sudden stop showing up, I'm like, did I say something stupid? Did I put my foot in my mouth? Did I do something? Yeah. And this is like a big streamer. They have a lot of people watching them. And people just didn't seem to have a problem with that. And I was just like, you can say that to like yourself, you can say that to your mods, like that's an inside thought, you know, like I do understand, like especially, you know, some people who make like they pay their rent by streaming. Like I my numbers continue to drop, so like I just pay for what I can with what I make. But like some of these people, I get it, you know, it's their main income, and I understand that, like, you know, doing fundraising and charity can be hard on that. But I'm like, you don't say that. You don't like say that people are spending their money on a charity and it's like out of pocket, I'd pull you on it. Yeah. And I trust my mods to be like, yo, what the hell was that? You know, like, I don't think any of, even my regulars, I would hope, would be like, what in the hell? I you know, like even yesterday, like we were talking about the food dye stuff. Like, did that upset someone? And now they're not, you know, like it's just a constant, like, I know you're not going to make everyone happy, and people are going to do what they want to do, and there's nothing you can change about that. But I'm a people pleaser. I am a chronic people pleaser. Oh. So I'm always going to want to try and make the most amount of people happy. Oh. Ads. Okay. Stretch time. Words on stream. I'll be right back. Alrighty. I did not stand up at all on that stretch break. Instead, I checked Discord notifications that I had. I hydrated, though. Whoops. Okay. Discord notifications cleared. Okay. The sky is getting dark again. I do wonder if we'll have more rain. I probably should have gotten the water crate from outside. We put water out for our mail carrier. And it's sweet. He takes it like every day. With like a couple of frozen bottles of water and a couple of like fridge temp water bottles so that he can take whatever. Normally by the time the mail carrier comes, it's a mostly defrosted bottle. But it's in like a little igloo cooler. And it's just pouring, so that guy's gonna be gross. Need to get dried off before we bring it in. The other day the Amazon guy took one too. I need to show you all this. Oh, to be a cat in a house with a favorite chair. Beans. I know. Baby. Pete's. They're so cute. I gotta try and trim the fur in between Pippin's toes again. Which is always interesting because she's like, what are you doing back there? Or like, with my feet in general. And it's like, don't worry about it. I have to get like, I have to just handle her feet more in general. Just to help her become a little bit more desensitized to it. For like nail trims and stuff. Like, she's not bad about it. She'll be like squirmy, but I mean, it's okay. Like, Maple doesn't like his feet being touched unless there's squeeze treat involved, and then he's like, I don't care what you do. But the really cute thing is he loves his ears being cleaned, even if no squeeze treat is involved. He sits there, he literally, you have, I have like a jar with Q-tips in it, and I pick up that jar and I open the lid, and he comes over, he'll lie down on my lap and be like, okay. And he just like sits there and he like leans into it like, yeah. Like, he just loves it. I saw a little rescue kitty with only one toe bean on one of their paws. She almost lost a toe bean. They were, when her foot was all messed up, the surgery that she was scheduled for, they were going to remove, like, the problem area. And they were like, we're probably also going to have to, like that toe bean might end up getting removed, too. Because originally, when it wasn't healing, they were almost wondering if there was like some kind of like growth, like a tumor or something that was causing it to like stay pushed out. And so they were like, you know, we're gonna have to like make sure that we remove like enough of a margin. And it just turned out it was just the injury needed more time. Cats are so silly, they really are. Used to hate the cold Q-tips from cleaning my ears as a kid. Now I can't have my ears cleaned any other way. Yeah, no, like Maple, his tail, I have no idea if he was born that way. I did learn that he could have been, and that might be why his tail is bent. Like, it might not be that it got broken as an adult. It could just be that he was all squished up inside his mom. It could be that he got it broken as an adult. We don't know. Or I guess at any point in his life. It's the thing with these, like, you know, certain rescues. You know, if the animal's born in the rescue, they have a little bit more of an idea. Or you get outdoor kitties like my three, you just kind of... I don't know, they're just like that. Like her little lip thing. Was she born like that? Was it something that she got injured? Evidently, the best way to do this is to do the letter O first, and then do Q's and D's. Because there's like a bunch here that I thought were O's, but it turns out they're Q's. Oh, look, my printer is once again telling me that there's no updates. Thank you. It's so hard not knowing. I have looked into, like, different kinds of, you know, DNA testing things. Like, where you can find out more about their health or their age or whatever. It's also expensive, though. Like, all of those tests. And I get it. I understand. But it's like, I can't afford it. At one point, I forget what, like, some group was, like, talking about, you know, looking for, or maybe I just, like, tagged them. I was, like, trying to get in touch with, like, someone. I'm like, it'd be really great, you know, I'll make videos for you. Like, I think it's Embark or something. Like, there's a couple of companies out there that do all kinds of, like, DNA testing. And I'm like, I'll do that. I got plenty of critters here. Has a stuffy nose. You don't know why. Even if you do know your pet's history, sometimes they have stuff going on and you're like, I have no idea why. You're just like, oh, poor guy. Embark is the most accurate one. Yeah. I've heard good things about it. But again, it's really expensive. Let's see this puppy. Oh, yes. Patch would be mortal enemies with this beagle, though. He evidently has... he hates beagles. But what a cute puppy. How old? Or what's the puppy's name? Oops. Jennifer! Oh my god, what a sweet name. I love animals with, like, traditionally people names. Like a cat named Steven, and you're like, what? Okay. About human Jeff calling the vet about cat Jeff. Yes. There was also, I saw this post about a guy who the names of these two cats, like they were bonded cats at a shelter, and the first name and the last name were literally this guy's first and last name. And he's like, so he went to the shelter and adopted these two cats because they shared his name. And I love that he was like, well, I guess these are mine. Yeah, see, now the thing is that the beagle in our neighborhood is very old and is very well trained. So he's just an asshole about this beagle for no reason. Like, this beagle is very good in our neighborhood. And he's just like, no, that's my enemy. And you're like, oh, okay. Like, she's ancient. She's got to be like 15, 16 probably. I think her name is Penny. And she just likes to go on walks with her human and just moseys. And then, you know, does her thing and then, like, just is quiet, doesn't bark, doesn't do anything. Because, yeah, beagles can have a very distinct bark. And so, sure, if they were noisy, I could... Yeah, I was like, did she say something bad about, like, me? Like, did that beagle talk bad about your mom? Because, like, why are you... This dog has offended my ancestors. Yeah, like, Cooper, our pitty that we had, loved everyone, loved dog, like, was so good, except for one dog, who he was also like, no, this dog, screw this dog. And it was like, but why? Why this one? And the one that he was always angry at was a retired war veteran dog. Like, this dog was in Iraq doing things, and he was retired, and Cooper was like, no. A dog called Monkey? Oh my god. Try to bite your dog's butt on walks? Only his butt. I love, like, weird things like that with animals, where it's like, you just like to think, do they have some kind of, do they communicate with each other in some way that we don't even know? And so that's why they're like, no, I hate this guy. Like, there are people that we meet that we don't like, you know? One of the ferals is screaming. Uh-oh. I refilled Artie's catnip mouse, like the one that she likes to run around with and scream with. And she hasn't been screaming with it, and it makes me sad. Because it's so silly. I just realized that this is, like, right in your face all the time. I probably should try a different camera angle. Sorry. I do follow them. Oh, there comes the rain again. It was supposed to do that, where it was like, it's gonna rain, and then it's gonna stop, and then it's gonna rain again. You're like, alright. This section has a lot of confetti in it. Like, there's a lot of, like, if you look at the symbols up here, there's just, like, a lot of one-offs. If it's the orange one, he just does that. I like animals who are, you're just like, yeah, that's just so-and-so. They just do that sometimes. Don't worry. Can you all hear the rain? You can hear it? Big chunky raindrops. You hear your own? That's fair. Good luck! I shall be keeping my fingers and toes crossed for you. You got this. Hides and screams when it rains? Really? The first time Pippin heard a lot of outside sounds inside, it was like an adjustment for her. When she would hear, like, you know, rain or thunder or whatever, there was like a little bit of almost confusion, because again, when they've lived outside, she's like, why do I hear storm sounds but not feel storm? Like, it wouldn't connect. And now she just doesn't even think about it. Oops. I dropped it. Realize hearing rain without feeling rain is quite nice, yeah. Sometimes I feel like they probably enjoyed it too. To an extent, like if they were able to control, like it. Like I think of Maple when he would roll around outside. And, you know, he really loved rolling in dust and on the concrete. And I could almost picture them being like, oh yeah, rain, time to, you know, not necessarily have a bath, but like time to like rinse off. I don't know if they would ever do that, just again having been outdoors. You know, they get into all kinds of stuff. Runa, hello, welcome Raiders. How was your stream today? What are you working on? We were just talking, it's raining here, and chat can kind of hear the rain sounds. So,
I found my people.
We were just talking about when the kitties used to live outside. Existential Dorito, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Quite alright, good. What were you up to today? I think that's all of the ones of this number. For new friends, welcome in. My name is Megan. I am a neurodivergent variety crafter. I am usually cross-stitching, crocheting, or knitting. My brain just threw out that last word. You don't need it. But we also do things like diamond dots. I do miniatures sometimes. There's just lots of crafts here. Comfy, cozy, crafty vibes. There's cats. A lot of cats. Sometimes some chaos. So, you know, there's a good variety here. You're playing Satisfactory. Ooh, what's that? I haven't played that. Did you enjoy it? Let's make you a raid star. The coal factory running, trying to see where I could get the other materials from. Ooh. So we do stars here. We have raid stars whenever someone raids in. And if you subscribe or gift a sub, you get a special star too. And then all the stars are being collected in this jar for the year. I just thought it would be a fun little thing to do. It's a game where you crash land on an alien planet, because obviously, sure. And then it's off to a place where you can exist and find materials and start building for an AI overlord. Oh. Okay. That sounds cool. I like games like that. Tasked with saving mankind. Oh. Very cool. Build a giant factory. The AI is funny. Do I have it there? No pressure, yeah. Just save humanity. No big. Love it. Well, there is your raid star. Thank you again for bringing your community over. I appreciate it. Stop it, star. Get in the jar. Work is everything, no time to rest. Oh, I don't know anything like that. I'm never like that. But if you need time to rest, or if you need to raid and run, please make sure that you do. You're welcome, of course, to hang out and chat. Like I said, we're just we're yapping. We are yapping and dotting and enjoying rain sounds. Talking about cats. The usual. 322 is D. So shiny, yeah. Lots of shiny today. Shiny raid stars, shiny diamonds. When I finish this up, I have a diamond art club to make, and I fear that that one is going to take me 100 years to do. But we'll see. It's so big. Like, I saw the dimensions on it. I understood, you know, logically the size. And then I got the box and I was like, oh. Oh. Chat will help me finish it? I hope so. It'll be a big project. So I'll definitely need chat's help. One thing that I am excited about that I got for that kit is a different like storage system. So it's like a little storage unit instead of like these little guys. And the trays are built in, so it's like little drawers, and so you label like the drawer with like the number, and when you pull it out, it has like a little tray built in, so you don't even have to like pour them. You just have to like shake some into the tray and then use it, and then you just put it back. And I think that will be so helpful. Yeah, I think it'll be very efficient. I didn't obviously want to swap everything over for this, like what I'm working on now, because it's already, we're almost, I mean, we're getting close to being done. We can, the end is like right here. But I feel like it'll be nice that I can just be like, I need this one, pull it out. Hold on, I have a, I can show you all. There we go. See? And oh, you can literally see the thing right there. How it's like all in one. So yeah, I think there might be, here we go. Here's a good like review photo that shows how it works. So hopefully it works well. Time for a stupid walk for the stupid mental health. Enjoy your walk. It's pouring here, so I have been trying to just like work out more again for the stupid mental health. Like yesterday, I rode on the exercise bike for a while. I'm trying to do that, or like walk on the walking pad. Obviously doing so outside is better, you know, you get sun and fresh air, but it's been so freaking hot. It's either raining or it's over 90 degrees. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you again for the read. I appreciate it. Enjoy your walk. Get all those good get that good serotonin. Sounds a lot like Florida, yeah. But it's not Florida. Like, I would never move to Florida, even though it's where my best friend lives, because it's just too hot and too humid. And yet, here now where I live, I'm like, it's disgusting. It is also too hot and too humid. It's been 100 plus this week. Ugh. Ick. I could never. PA has been acting a lot like Florida lately. I feel like we just get less rain in general. Like, I feel as though Florida, it rains like once a day at least. Whether it's like a rain or it's just like a little 30-minute shower. At least that's how it always was whenever I went there, like growing up in the summer. Except to go to work and from my house, yeah. But is that kind of like a fair assessment, do you think? That it rains like about once a day-ish? Heading towards 110? Ugh. I know that having a dry heat versus a wet heat makes a difference. Like, but that's still too hot. I know that when James was in Iraq, it got grossly hot, he said. But again, there it's very dry there. Summer is rainy season. Usually 3 o'clock on the dot for the Orlando area. Yes! When we would go on vacation to Disney, it was like every day around like 3 o'clock. Like, you better have your ponchos or your little umbrellas or whatever because it's gonna rain. And I don't know. It's like honest. Okay, I'm so glad. I thought I would sound nuts if I said that there was like a time that it happened too, but I'm so glad that you said that. That's so validating. I still don't want to stand in front of a hairdryer. Correct. No one wants to stand in front of an open oven. James says 140 to 150 in Iraq. Absolutely the heck not. Mm-mm. No, thank you. I can't even imagine that. Told my sister about it on the phone one day. It was 3:01. I was in my car. Raindrops showed up. Yeah. I saw this great video where this guy was like, imagine trying to explain clouds to someone who lives on a planet where there are none. He was like, you know, you talk about these things that are sometimes in the sky, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they have rain in them or snow in them. Sometimes there's nothing. Sometimes they look like shapes. Sometimes they don't. Like, what? Like, the more that you talk about how clouds are, the weirder they sound. I'm literally just pulling these out now in like number order and just filling in the dots because it's so confetti heavy. Like, I started with the ones that had the most in the area just to kind of fill it in, but now it's like there's a lot of B down here and 3 right there, but I'll just get to those whenever I get the number. Hey, James. He doesn't hear me. He might be in the other room, though. Not his office. I think you walk that way. It's 8. Oh. So, since we were talking about it, those of you who are here right now, I'd love to get your thoughts. What are some things that you really like here on stream? Or what are some things you would like to see on stream? It could be a craft, it could be a schedule thing, it could be more game, like, I don't know, whatever. Like, is there something that y'all are like, man, I really want to see this, or I really like when you do fill in the blank? Morning, Emily. Or it could be like, gosh, I really prefer if you never, or if you do less of. I don't have helpful input on that. I like the scheduled variety. No, like, it's good to know. Even if I think it's just my mods being nice and trying to be like, girl, stop doubting yourself. Same? Okay. I mean, that's fair too. If you all are like, no, keep things like status quo, we're good. That's good to know too. I feel like if I'm feeling not 100% sure, it's a great way to like check in and be like, is there anything that you all are like, oh yeah, I want fill in the blank. Also, on this next stretch break, I'm going to go grab my iPad and I'm going to show you, I have a question. I'm working on emotes. Hi, Have to Happy. Too many cool colors on this diamond painting and not enough warm. Damn, you know? There is very limited amounts of warm colors. And they do make me really happy when I do them because they're so pretty and pastel. But hi! I wanted to get thoughts on some coloring things with the emotes. Wait, come here. Do we have enough dinner for tonight?
I think so.
Okay. Because I know you served plates last night.
Yeah.
Okie doke.
Especially if we have salad as a finisher, we will.
Okay. Yay, emotes, yeah. Yeah, I had texted, well, not about this question. I had texted Mrs. G the other day and like shared a photo of my little, all the little poses that I made, and she was like, those are really good. She was like, I think that's a really good idea for you, so that then I have like a reference when it's time to draw said emote. I was even thinking though that like the reference sheet could look kind of cute on like merch maybe. I don't know, because it's like a bunch of like arty looking in different directions, or a bunch of Pippin. Like it's a cute little layout. I don't know. I don't know if it would actually look good on anything. Like, I think it could look good on a t-shirt, but I don't think that anyone's going to want to buy that. And that's fine. Like, it's just like the kind of thing that would fit. Yeah. Maybe on like a water bottle, like wrapped around. Wrapping paper. Maybe a magnet. I'm also just like thinking about like cost, and I'm like, I don't know that anyone's gonna want to buy like a shirt for, you know, X amount of money with this on it, but like a magnet's not bad, and that could be cute to like put somewhere. Desk, yeah, they do a couple of different unique things. Like, I know they do magnets too. I'll have to take a peek. A set of magnets, yeah. I could also do them as like individual stickers on like a sticker sheet, so that you would have like a bunch of, like, you could stick them on things. Like, instead of an individual, like a big sticker with like all of the little faces, like doing one with like a bunch of, like a sticker sheet where you could use it for whatever. That could be cute. Okay, I do need this one, even though we've already done it, because I found more of these. Because the Q's and the O's look really freaking similar. Like, if you're gonna have a similar looking letter, at least have them be like really different colors. Like, have the Q be this color, and then have the O be pink, so that it's obvious. And you're not like, I can't. Because like this one's an O. That one's a D. I've already done both of those, but I'm gonna have to do them, like, I'll have to open up the little container again, because you just miss it. This is A, but there aren't any A's right now. And this is L, but I think I got all... Oh, there's one right there. L. Okay, let's do these. So Phil, I can't even tell what's not filled. Yeah, there's some like down here and right here. You gotta look for what isn't sparkly. At least I guess from your perspective. Yeah. Oh, I don't even know if I have any of these. K. Nope. Alright. Pick up. Turn my phone sideways for a sec. I can see the symbols. There you go. Haha. This is this whole little bottom section. So if you missed the beginning of stream, what I am kind of doing, or what the plan is to start stream probably working on a bead or two for the beaded owl that we're crocheting. But on certain craft days, like today, we're gonna end with the beading crochet instead, because I wanted to make sure that I had enough time to do this whole thing, and not, I guess, run out of time. So some days we might end with it instead, but I have a lot of these little beads to crochet. You do, yeah. I definitely like doing things at different times so that other people can see it, because I know we have some people who, you know, are working, or like Emily are sleeping during the start of stream. But the reason that I was like, yeah, I'll do it at the beginning is because I tend to just yap at the beginning and I don't craft, because like I can't focus on like really complex things while I'm, I don't know, telling you all about random stuff. And so I was like, oh, well, this way I can, like, I don't really need to focus on this so much. So I should be able to, like, yap and do this. So that way I mean, this is a great craft, too, for yapping. Because you're not really, you don't have to count like you do when you're crocheting something. And you need to, like, make sure that you're keeping things, you know, whatever. Or if you're following a pattern and you gotta go back and forth. So, a while back I had been talking in Saren's stream about that cross stitch that I can't find, or the needle point, like the first one that I ever did, and how I can't find it. And she was like, share it also in like my community, like a photo, in case anyone finds it. I was like, okay. So during that last stretch break, one of the things that I had like a notification from her Discord, and someone was like, have you reached out to Dimensions, like the company that makes the pattern? Or made it, I guess, all those years ago. And I was like, you know, I haven't. And I've reached out to them before about other things, and they've gotten back to me. And I was like, that's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll try shooting them an email and just explaining the same, like, hi, this is the first thing I ever did. And at some point in my life, I lost it. And I really love to stitch it again. Like, is it possible, even if you don't have, like, the colors anymore, like, I can substitute colors, I can use my own fabric, but, like, is it possible to repurchase the pattern, or, you know, whatever, 'cause that would be cool. I was able to find on eBay the cross stitch that my mom had been working on. Because this was something, I don't know if, like, it'd actually be interesting. I'll have to ask her if, like, a therapist recommended it to her, or if she just thought that, like, it might be something good for me or that I would enjoy. Because at night, we would do, like, cross stitch / needlepoint, and my mom would stitch and I would stitch. And I don't know if it was, again, you know, trying to wind down, relax, all of that before bed, because I struggled sleeping. So it was actually really cool, because I don't know where the one that my mom made ended up. I don't know where the one I made ended up. I know that the one that my mom made was framed in our living room for a long time. I don't know where it ended, you know, if she got rid of it, if she still has it somewhere. But I had a photo of it, like, my mom posing with it. And so I was actually able to use that photo, and I was able to find someone had the kit on eBay unopened. Here, I can show you. Wait, let me read what Emily said. I'll get it on the stretch break. It's about to happen. For people who might not know, what is a bead owl, and could we see it, please? Yes. Let me... Ad starts in 2 minutes. Okay, so I can show you the bead owl, and then I'll get the other things on the stretch break. So, this was actually an incentive for the St. Jude fundraiser, where the beaded lizard was something that we unlocked. And I love the lizard. I really do. But I also found... Here we go. This. And thought it was so cute. I really love the owls. So, I'm using this yarn, and we're making beads so that then we can bead them and they'll be crochet. The beads seem a lot smaller than these ones. You can't see it because the one on the screen is still there. Than this. But I'm using the hook and it's fine. It doesn't need to be huge. It's still going to be a big project in the sense of it's going to take a while to do. There's a lot of beads to make. And it'll still be really cute. I think that the cats are going to like it. I can just see Artie being like, oh, another bed for me? Thanks. All right. Ads are about to roll. I think those of you who are sitting through them, I appreciate you. I don't know if you all know this, but ads are actually a really great free way to help support a streamer. If you're not subscribed, when Twitch plays those ads, I actually receive a portion of the ad revenue. So, believe it or not, if you sit here through ads and you're like, dang, annoying, but Twitch actually pays me for them. So, thanks. I will play a quick round of words and we'll be back after this. It's a great time to get a snack, a drink, use the bathroom, take your meds, move your laundry, or just take a stretch break. And I'll see you in a couple minutes. Yeah, I don't think it's the worst thing if it ends up being a little smaller. I think it'll be okay. All right, be right back. Alrighty. Thank you all for waiting through ads. Way to go, Petrichor, Sharn, and James. Nicely done. Okay. So, pull that up just a tiny bit. So here, it was a needlepoint that my mom did as well. So this is the one that she had done. And I meant... What? What's the matter? This is the one that I found on eBay as a full kit. 1993. Hi. You really can't be here. There's stuff. I have porcelain carousel horses like that too. So the difference, but that's a good question. The difference between the two, I don't know if you can see here. Okay, maybe. Do you see how like all of the threads are going like from lower left to right? Like they all go in one direction. Needlepoint is doing one stitch. Cross stitching is doing two. So needlepoint is like little slashes, and a cross stitch is going like this. It's making little X's. And the other big difference is the thread. So if you look, there's actually, this is cross stitch thread in here. And that's, the needlepoint thread is often yarn. So the thread in here is for the detail work. You see how like there's outlines and stuff? So you'll use the thread for the little details, but you'll use the yarn to stitch. And it's also typically done on a plastic canvas. There we go. The holes are a lot bigger. It's a really great like craft for younger kids because it's larger, like the needles are bigger. I actually Hi. Now that I'm thinking about it, the duck cross stitch I did might have even been stamped. So a lot of needlepoint patterns are also stamped. Hi. And so instead of it being a counted cross stitch, right, or a counted needlepoint, you would just follow the stamped image on the plastic canvas. We're always cross stitch? Really? That's interesting. Ma'am, I love you so much, but really, come here. You can come sit right here, okay? Can you settle in? Stamped cross stitch? Yeah. That's, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm wondering if that might be why it's like harder to find. Hi. Can you lie down? Because like if someone did it, they can't like sell. No worries. Have a great evening. I was trying to think. Can you sit or lie down or do anything? Look at this booty. Look at this booty. She's like, I'll lie down if you'll stop doing that, Mom, please. Okay. Sounds good to me. So yeah, this is the one that my mom was working on when I was working on my little ducky. I was trying to see if I could find that photo real quick of like my mom with it. It's a cute picture. And then I'll show you all my my thinking with the emotes. I don't know why that's in my head. Alright. Couldn't find it. So, it will wait. Okay. So, one of the ways that I am thinking about possibly, I guess, combating the struggle I'm having. I can show it to you. Oops. The way that I have always done the cats, right, is like this. They have a little triangle, like the little M, if you will, in their noggins. Wait, I have to do it this way. I don't know why gigantifying an emote takes forever, but here we go. This way you all can see. There we go. So that's how I've typically done it, but when I have these other angles, I don't necessarily know what to do. Like, when she's looking that way, like the side, okay, that's fine, that's whatever. But like, what the heck? Because I can't keep going that way. And like for this way, right? I don't know that I would ever really use this perspective for an emote. But again, here's like the whole thing. So I'm just trying to get the whole thing done, right? So part of me was thinking, do I instead just do like a single, like do I instead just turn them into like stripes like that instead of triangles? Like, hold on. This is what I've been doing a lot. Like, Maple was so easy to do. Well, I mean, the originals were like this. Like, if you look at the gigantic one there. I've been doing a lot of this, where I'm like, okay, see, because, like, the actual top of her head, like, if I'm trying to, be, like, legit, would be, you know, okay, this one goes all the way back, and this one goes all the way back, but this one is, like, meow, meow, and it's like, okay, but that doesn't look good. Like, if you shrink it down, that's not, you know, the best. Like, Maple's done. He's good. He's got every angle because he's just splotchy. So I just have to make sure that, like, you know, certain areas, you know, depending on the way he's facing, you see more or less of, and like this is, you know, how his patterning looks from the side. Like, I have a bunch of like, I'll be like, oh, okay, perfect, this shows me the back of your head. Or I have another, yeah, literally the other night, I'm like, perfect, I got this profile. And then then you turn the other way for me and I got that one, which actually... Did part of that get erased? It must have. Actually, no, that worked. Let's... leave it like that. So I'm just trying to figure out like what to do, because the other thing too now is with Pippin. She's already kind of more... I made her little lines like thinner. Down to like this. Where it's like it has a point. I don't name my groups. I mean, I do, but I don't. I named them when I was drawing them, but not when I was coloring them. Silly me. This is the one I want. Because, like, Pippin is kind of like... Oops. Wrong pen. Wrong pen. Because, like, Pippin kind of has, like, this thing going on. But again, I don't know... And I don't even know that I'm ever going to really use these angles. But I start getting in my head that it doesn't look good. Which is probably why I'll never use these angles. Hi. Why are you coming back out? Alright, so maybe we'll just make them stripy like that instead of triangular. Okay. Thanks for your thought. Hi, can you... Come here. It's an odd angle, yeah. Like, I could see overhead being cute on some things, but I don't think it'll be something I use very frequently. Hi. Come here. Come here. She's like, nah, I would rather be up here where the action is, Mom. Come here. Come here. Hi. Thank you. Oh, do you want me to show it again? I don't mind. Anyone else who wants to see or give opinions, get your butt in here. So, I was talking about how the old emotes, right? I brought this one in here just to get coloring. But the old emotes, if you look at them, had like triangles for their head, like the patterns. Evidently, toe beans act like fingers on an iPad. Anyway, okay, you can sit there. That's fine. The thing is, in this angle, right, the triangles only look good in certain angles. Straight on, looking up, that looks fine. Oh, I have like the cat fishing game. I think it's funny that just one paw on there, like, I didn't think her toe beans moved that much, like, independently. So I just think it's interesting that, like, their toe beans are enough to, like, pinch it. I have, like, the cat fishing game on my phone. Maple used to love it. I should see if he has any interest in it anymore. But when we get to, like, angles like this, it looks bad. Like, I don't know what to do with this. Like, that doesn't look good. You know? Hi. So, my question was, should I instead maybe do something like this? My smoothie? Oh, dear. Good luck. I'm so sorry. So part of me waves back. Part of me is wondering if instead, because, like, this is the same angle now. Like, what am I gonna do? Give her a little, like, toupee? Like, this is the goofiest looking thing ever. So what I was saying is, should I do something instead like this? Oh my god. There's like all these random dots all over here now. Oh. Thank you. So like, should I do it like this instead? Like stripies? Obviously with it tapered more at the edge. Like, not... That was just me grabbing a pen and being like, chunky line. Because then I was showing, like, you know, Maple is easy. Maple is just blotchy. So it was just a matter of, you know, using his coloring depending on the direction he's facing. But then, like, you get to Pippin, and that's where I was saying, like, should I do something like this instead, basically? Because Pippin was already, I kind of made her lines longer and thinner since she's kind of, like, the bigger cat. Like, dimension-wise, she'll be a little bit different. So I was basically just trying to be like, should we get rid of the little, should we get rid of the triangles, like these ones, and do something instead, like, more like that? Like, I don't really know that I'll use this angle too much. I do kind of want to do, like, a head pat emote where I, like, draw a hand and, like, an arm coming off. I think that would be cute to have, like, a head pat. I don't know, though, like, which angle I would do. I could also see head pat being really cute with, like, this one. With, like, the arm and, like, the hand. So that's kind of what I was wondering and where I left off. Because I, like, this angle looks better like that than this does with the triangles. Hi, can you please chill? Like, if you want to be a menace, go do it somewhere else. If you want to sit on my desk, calm down. Okay? Come here. Come here. What? So instead, like this one, oops, wrong one. Where the heck? Oh no, this is a flat... Oh, I flattened it like a goober. Oh wait, no, here it is. Okay. So like instead... These are my cat colors here. Instead it would be... Too long. Like this. Yeah, that looks better. It's just different. Like, they're not the thick, chunky triangles that I'm used to. But I think that that looks okay. And again, this is all very small. The idea here is that when I want to draw an emote with her facing forward like this, I would come to this and I would say copy, and I would go and make a new emote size, and I would like do that. And then like turn down the opacity and then use that as like my template. So again, you know, when they're bigger, you know, Artie has like yellow in her eyes. Like it's not just like Artie has yellow. Like the eyes will still be the same way. She'll also get eyebrows added in, like she does in these. It's just that when it's tiny like that, I can't really do all the little details. It's supposed to just be like a reference so that when I'm trying to figure out the eyebrows, they're great, right? The idea though is just so that it's like general. And then I could be like, okay, she's gonna have Angie eyebrows and like, you know, we do, oops, I'm drawing everything on the same layer. But like then I take, like you can even just see here, like these are the same size pen, right? I'm still on, yeah. This is the same size pen that I was using before. Look at the difference in size because the image here is so much smaller. Like it's the same thing. And then I would use that though as like reference. So I would do that. I would add, you know, this part here. Circle. Circle. You know, and then do all the normal emote things. Add pupils. And, you know, all the color and all that stuff. So it's supposed to be like just like a really simple version to have as like a reference so that I don't have to try and like draw it from scratch every time, or I can actually draw it from scratch every time but with the same reference instead of being like, oh shoot, the ears are kind of different on this one or whatever. So it's kind of like, it's like your show Bible when you're making a show. You know, you have like all the characters sketched out in their outfits and stuff, so that way you know, oh wait, okay, in this scene they're supposed to, oh, don't forget to have like the earrings on this character in this scene or whatever. So it's kind of that same idea. So I think that's what I'll try, is just drawing them a little bit skinnier stripes. Hi, I have audio. How did the rest of your return go? I hope a little bit smoother. It'll just be like a little bit of a change from the way that the emotes are currently. But again, you know, if I'm going to be revamping things, if I'm going to be redoing them eventually, like Pippins will all be drawn in this style that you just saw. So, and then the others will eventually get redone to match. I feel like it's just a little bit more cartoony and a little less like literal. I don't know. I feel like it might read better as emotes. The originals will stay in Discord because I have a bunch of spots there. And on merch and stuff. But wouldn't, like, that whole page be cute as, like, individual stickers that you could, like, peel off? So you can have, like, Artie looking at something in your notebook. Like, I hung up on them. Have the chat support solve your issue faster than the third phone support person. I hate that for you, but at least it got sorted, you know, like, I'm so sorry that you had to go through so many people, but hooray for getting it done. Oops, I missed one. I feel like, you know, as styles change and evolve, and as you learn more about drawing and programs and learning little tricks like what artists do and what have you, it's just natural to revamp things. Like, I'm not... I drew a lot growing up, but I've never really, other than like art classes in school, had, you know, formal training. And then, you know, iPads and all of that completely changed the game. And it's like a whole new learning curve. And the more you learn, the more you're like, oh, I want to change things now. And then you're like, oh, thank you for that deep breath I needed. Half to happy. Look, we're doing warm colors right now. Pink. There you go. Just for you. Oops. Yes, subscribe. We're almost done with this section. And then we'll crochet. I know words. I can say them. Okay, and then these are the handful of ones I missed. So, number 9. There. And right there. Letter G. 3 D's because all the D's, Q's, and O's and P's are all the same green background, which makes it really hard to know which one it is until... Wait, that one's actually an O. See? I thought it was a D until I got closer. I think that's an O. What the heck is O? Chat, what do you think? Hold on. Let's see if I can, like... That's an O. Look at this. I literally... I literally... Okay. 3760. Oh, how did I miss? Oh, because that's this one. Yeah, that's just... And again, the D symbol and the Q symbol are on similarly covered backgrounds. And they're all very similar looking letters until you zoom in on them. You can't zoom in on a canvas. And then just a Z. How appropriate. The last letter for the last dot. Three, 1, 8. Yeah, there's no lowercase d. There's also no lowercase q. There's also a whole slew of letters and numbers that aren't even used. Hooray! Another section done. Roll it. KB! Hello! Welcome, Raiders! Yeah, here, let's see if I can't get... There we go. We have 49V, backslash, capital G, capital E, a bracket, capital Z, capital D, 25CH, M dash, plus RY, equal sign 876 at symbol question mark F Q IALJ number sign. Like, it doesn't go in any order. There's nothing. 3NOPU greater than sign S asterisk open parenthesis, percentage sign. We were just talking about the fact that the Q and the O, do you see, they're on like, oh, you can't see the O, hold on. Q is below my thumb, O is above my pointer finger. They're on the same freaking color background. It's so hard to tell the difference. And then, if that isn't enough, somewhere in here, there's D, which is also on a blue background. So here's D and Q. So you kind of get to a point where you're like looking at these things going, what is this one? You don't have any that use symbols? This is my brain off drugs. This is what ADHD is like. How was your stream, KB? What were you working on? Thank you so much for the raid. We just finished this section here. This section, so from here down. We're actually about to do a little bit of crochet. Make a couple of beads. I'm making a beaded owl. So there's, for example, the beaded lizard. But I'm doing an owl. I found a really cute owl pattern. There we go. So I'm making a beaded owl version. So at the beginning or end of stream, if I have a little extra time, that's what I've been doing, is just making, I have a couple of little yarn beads in a bag. I'm doing a multicolor yarn for the beads. So yeah. Stream was great. Made more strands of yarn with spinning. Going to attempt a double chain ply tomorrow. Ooh. How many strands were you plying together today? Plying is a fun word to say, by the way. We'll make your raid star. Yeah, and this was from like a decent company back in the day. Like when diamond dotting first started, like this was like before it became like a really big thing in, I feel like 2020 was when a lot of people first, like I feel like that's when diamond art companies really started pushing things because people were home and looking for things to do. And I got this one like a year or so before. And it came from a site that, you know, I had heard of from, you know, Facebook and people sharing. So I had ordered it from there, and, you know, again, like there's nothing necessarily wrong with it. It's just alphabet soup over here. But now you all understand why I end up being like, what the heck am I doing here? What number? What letter? What's the combo? Oh, you're making singles today. Okay, so you're going to do some plying tomorrow. Gotcha. Sorry. That's exciting. Well, thank you for the raid. Here, I have gotten a lot quicker at them. I have. This paper is also really nice to make the stars with. It puffs up really well. It's like just stiff enough. So, here's your raid star. Interview is done and good. Yay! Oh, I'm glad for you. Fingers crossed. Seven, 9, 8. I lost a bead up here. There we go. Also, Taffer Girl, hi, I saw you come in. I'm so sorry I didn't say hello before. I was like, my brain was braining on this still. Oh, thank you. They look good from here. It's like the closer you get, the worse they look, but that's like cross-stitch too. You know? It looks really good from far away, and then you like get closer to it, and you're like, oh. But no one's gonna ever be like standing as close as you are when you're doing these things, so I try and remind myself of that. Well, I mean, you don't like the place that you live currently, because the people, like the people have been kind of sucky, so maybe that's like a sign, you know? If you get this job, maybe it's like a moving on to a better environment for you all. Because I know how stressful it's been. Oh, that's even better. You'd be moving to the DC area? That's not too far by train from me. Could have a moat meetup. A mod meetup, yeah. Okay. Let's scoot that over there. And we'll make a couple of beads to end stream. I need to make 41 of the multicolor ones. Also, KB, if I didn't say it, and you haven't already, if you got a raid and run, go do some post-stream self-care. Take care of the chickens, any of that stuff. I hope that you have already disappeared and are doing so. Oh, you're good. No worries. Make us closer to others too? Yeah. There's that thunder again. Definitely not as boisterous as it was a couple of hours ago. I wasn't counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sky says hi. Oh, so tomorrow's F off Friday. What should we work on? I have to keep putting together my list of like random projects I have in like a bin that are part of the way complete, so that if I'm not sure what to work on like an F off Friday, I can just like roll a dice and whatever number it lands on from like my list is the number that we'll do. Work on finishing some projects. We could also, we haven't cross-stitched this week, so if we want, I could work on, we have both the Chocolate Lab cross-stitch as well as the Derpy Tamagotchi one. So maybe we work on that tomorrow? That would be fun. Uh-oh, camera, can you refocus? I know that it's late. There you go. It's okay. Focusing is hard. I understand. That would make moving it much easier. Yeah. That'd be great. I'm sure that Susan would have loved that too. With the move that she just did. And Lumi just moved like 8.5 hours away too. So many people making big moves. That is far. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. 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 Yeah, it would just be nice to be able to like get to see someone like instantly. Like I haven't seen my bestie since she moved to Florida. I haven't seen her daughter, my niece, either. I'd love to just be able to be like, hi, I'm here for like the afternoon. Let's go like to Disney together. And then like the next, like, you know, I transport back, take care of the pets. And then the next day I could go back and I could see you, Allison, and we could go and like do a different Disney park, you know? Like, and then we could go and help Kit Kat move. We could all like transport there. That'd be so nice. Like, there aren't a whole lot. I mean, there's a lot of really cool Star Trek technology. Let's be real here. The machine that, like, literally beams B'Elanna's baby out of her. Heck yeah. That seems like a great idea. No surgery, like... Right? It'd be great. We could all meet up. We could all have, like... We could have a moat meetup. Oh. There's a cuddly kitten in here. Why has she been kidnapped?
Because it's getting close to time to put her in here anyway.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I thought you just might have needed a cuddle. She's good at that. She was up here being a menace with the diamond dots before.
Where were you?
Knitted beads for a bead pattern is just as creative. Crochet balloon animals, right? Such a fun idea. And then they all, like, well, I'll crochet a, like a thing to string them all on. I have plans tomorrow, but something else came up that I want to do, but I can't change my plans. But if I could teleport, sure. What would be a piece of Star Trek technology you'd want in real life? I was saying a teleporter would be pretty badass. That you could just go anywhere. Anytime.
Like, does it have to be... So this is the question, right? Does it have to be a singular item, or can it be, like... Does it have to be something you can hold in your hand?
No.
A shuttlecraft.
Shuttlecraft. Okay. No, like I was saying, like a transporter would be
a
great.
Delta Flyer.
Okay.
Well, the Delta Flyer would have a transporter in it.
Well, I don't know. Well, I guess. But would it work, you know? Like, that's two pieces.
As long as you have a comm badge.
I know. I'm saying, like, in my made up my made up thing where I'm like, we were just talking about how great it'd be for like transporters. Like, we could all just meet up, like, on a day.
See, I would want...
Like when because the mods and I have to figure out when we want to play a game together. And then imagine if we could all just like get together in person.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. See, I would want something.
Laser tag.
I would want something that I could like go to outer space and like at least like the shuttles are capable of at a minimum warp 6. So like you go pretty far on that. Bop around the galaxy and like check stuff out. Replicators got you food and water right there.
But those are all different pieces of technology.
Yeah, that's why I was asking. Like, does it have to be something you can, like, one singular item, or can it be like a ship?
Well, I didn't think about like the ship. I was thinking you were gonna be like a combat. Like, I don't know. Like, I would want a food replicator. I didn't think you want the whole ship with everything on.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the smart choice, right? You get the shuttlecraft, you have a transporter, you have the replicate, you have it all in the shuttlecraft, and you can go places with it. Oh, you want to go to, like, Europe? You'll be there in an hour. Not even.
There's a fun place near me that has a bunch of games, like the floor grid ones and some laser ones and sorting ones. That would be fun, yeah.
Speaking of, we do have New Trek to watch at some point.
We do. Hard when you've been working like 30 days straight, it feels like at this point.
Who, me?
Yeah. Like you have one day off and then we like spend that either absolutely like doing nothing
Zoned out, yeah.
or doing everything.
Right.
I understand that the zone out was definitely needed.
Oh god.
Because again, you had drill and then work and then drill and then work.
Yeah.
And you're about to do it again. Yeah.
Uh,
Twitch mobile yeeting you to a raid on a stream that you left. Oops. That's annoying.
so we were talking about dinner before.
Mm-hmm.
We do have enough.
Okay.
But, I know, and this is going to break you. What do you think of ramen?
No.
Okay.
We just had Chinese food. I'm not... It's all so salty. It's a lot. It's also like 1,000,000 degrees out. It was been so gross.
Fair enough.
But I love you.
I love you.
Did you guys already play today? We're traveling today.
I think we're a travel day too. I can double check.
I thought that you had a 4 games thing.
Oh yeah, we are playing right now. Bottom of the 7th.
So tomorrow we'll cross stitch on stream. Oh, and there are the ads, so I'll snooze those and I'll just finish this bead. Oops. Beep, biddity, biddity, biddity.
News article.
Uh-huh.
K-pop Demon Hunters became Netflix's Frozen.
K-pop Demon Hunters became Netflix's Frozen. All right. it's not a bunch of little... Well, I mean, there are little kids who want to watch it over and over, too. But it's a lot of adults.
It doesn't really even matter if it's kids or not. It's people watching it over and over. And
No, but, like,
the hype behind
Frozen
it.
is a younger age demographic. Like, I think that watch it on repeat. Like, again, we talked about that the other day ourselves, right? Like, we've watched Frozen a couple of times.
Yeah.
Not in a row, though. Like, we watched it when it first came out, and if it's on TV and there's, you know, we're just looking for background sound, sure. It's fine. It's an absolutely acceptable movie. But we've watched K-Pop Demon Hunters, what, 4 times now?
At a minimum, yeah.
Together? Oops, I have to cut that. I forgot, it doesn't tuck up inside. You should give her some scritchies. She's snuggling.
She's fine. Sometimes if you start petting her, she's like, nope, I'm gone.
Okay. Look at this. Just snuggle buddies. Now I got soda pop in my head. You guys probably couldn't tell because of my shoulders. All right. That'll do it for this stream. But I'll be back tomorrow at 3. Not at all. Shoulder bops. And we'll do some cross-stitching. Some cross-stitching and yapping. We're also 1 follower away from 5,030, which is pretty cool. I have to plan my 5,000 follower celebration stream. My affiliate anniversary's coming up. Lots of things. That's fun. And my birthday. Oh gosh. The affiliate anniversary and my birthday are like right next to each other, so we might just do like a joint celebration of both of those. It looks good. Look at our beads. We got 2 done today. So we have 5 done total. Yay. Alright. Let me see who's on that we could go say hi to, and we'll go on a little raid. Then I'll be back, like I said, tomorrow at 3. See if this person. So, I don't know if you've seen. Open. Someone did like a beaded lizard. like a crocheted, there we go, beaded lizard, which is really cool and very 90s. And honestly, knowing now how big the beads are, maybe I'll make one of the lizards as well. But I really liked this. I like the owl. So we're making like a galaxy kind of multicolor owl instead. So it'll be like the same technique as the beaded lizard, but just an owl instead. I was saying, I feel like if I lay this down on like that table, that the cats would be like, this is the best bed ever.
Oh yeah.
Like, feel how cushy this is. And that's even before you add
the rope.
Yeah. They're gonna be like, I love my husband so much. He can't throw. Polka catch. Polka catch. Yes, I'm in a polka. Okay. You're my soda pop, my little soda pop. Okay, that one person I was going to raid just ended. Womp womp. I wonder what this game is. Hooray! I caught it! Did we all catch it? No, not Emily. Or Kit Kat. Dang. That's frustrating. Okay, let's... Ooh! Some rare gifts. Nice. Mood Mint. I wonder what that does. I like it. This person I literally rated yesterday. So let us go. Do you all want to see outdoor critters or jellyfish? Or owls? Are they? Oh no, they're not there. The owls aren't there. Hi Kenya, I love you. Jellyfish. Okay. Then we shall go and raid into the jellies. I have to go and figure out some dinner stuffs. Oh goodness. Okay, I will be back tomorrow and we will be cross-stitching. So I'll see you all at 3. Until then, I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your time zone. Remember to eat something tasty, to drink some water. You, yes, you in particular. You need to drink some water. Go drink some water. Okay. Remember to take care of yourself and others. Remember to be kind to yourself. That's the word. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great rest of your time zone, friends. Bye.